Aloha! Welcome to the Dream with Danny pop-up podcast.
Today we're going to be talking about not taking things personal. Okay, so first of all, if you have not read the 4 agreements, wow, just kidding. But seriously, go click the link in my description and get the book. I think that if every human read that book, the world would be a much better place. And if every human read that book and applied it to their lives, a whole new world we're talking about. But seriously, so the 4 agreements, maybe another video I'll talk about all the 4 agreements, and there's a 5th one, and the mastery of love. But this one, do not take things personal. That's actually one of the agreements. So I'll be discussing that, but my own little take on it. So the other day, I was thinking of this girl from TikTok, and I was, mariposa. I was admiring her vulnerability because she was sharing her story of how she became a single mom. And I was thinking about it from different perspectives. So one of them is, wow, like that story, like an embarrassing story. But then I thought of the fact that how she must have felt in those moments, like really sad and shameful, and just took it all on her, like just blaming it and putting it all on herself. And then I was looking at the comments, and everyone was just hyping her up and just like cheering her and her baby on. And it made me realize, like, yeah, he's the one who left. He made the choice. Like, it was on him, and she shouldn't feel any type of way about it. And I was thinking about my stuff, and it just changed my perspective. Like, I was thinking of something that happened to me. But see, right there, that's what I thought of. Like, oh, this thing happened to me. But I switched my perspective and I said, no, first of all, this thing did not happen to me because I'm not a victim. And second of all, it happened for me. Literally, if some things did not happen in my life recently, I would not be here today at all. And I'm so grateful to be here. So yeah, things happen all the time. But in the end, they're actually working out for us, for our greatest good. And there's things going on behind the scenes that we don't know of. But in the end, it's all going to work out. And we can't fight it. So we fight it when we take things personal. Like, when we try to, and it's not easy. Like, we develop this sense of self when we're little. And if our needs are not met, then we try to fill these needs on our own. And if we can't do that, then we just go to outside sources for that. And it doesn't work. We're never fulfilled. And yeah, if our caretaker wasn't there to provide for our needs, then we're just stuck trying to do it all on our own. But it doesn't work when we do it in unhealthy ways. So I used to take things personal. I used to cry all the time, or just be so upset, or just if people didn't like me. I was such a people pleaser. I just did not like when people didn't like me, or just something, my name was brought up somewhere, just something, That was all, in reality, that was just me taking things personal. And I shouldn't have. Like, everything everyone does, everything everyone says, it's because it's what's going on in their own world. There's so many people, like, walking around and maybe in the same place, but in our heads, we're all in our own different worlds, like, completely different worlds. We don't know what people are going through. We don't know what they're thinking of. And what we're thinking of, what's going on in our head, creates our inner world and then our outer world. It's just a reflection. As above, so below. But yeah, so we can't take things personal because we're just blocking our blessings. The more we try to fight and try to understand why someone said something, why someone did something, we're not getting the whole picture. We're not learning the lesson. We're not getting closer to where we need to be to receive our blessings. But when we just let things happen and let people be themselves, and we just understand from a higher perspective, like, that's their stuff, that's their perception, their opinion, then it's just so much easier on us. We don't have to internalize that. We already have so much going on in our own worlds, and when we try to understand people and why they do what they do, it just makes it all more difficult. And so my new favorite thing, like I love to say, like, okay, like that's your perspective, or not. I say it or think it, like that's your perspective, that's your belief. And now if people don't like me or say something about me, like that's them. That's what they think. They don't know. And I'm not gonna take it personal. I'm not gonna waste any energy on that. And just my actions are just gonna show for everything. So yeah, thank you to that girl. Like her vulnerability, and it just made me realize so much. Like we have to really change our perspectives on things and just let people be what they're going to be and who they're going to be. And but we also have to know our boundaries. We can't be in certain places that are not good for us, and that's something I've noticed, that the more I've grown to love myself, the more I've grown to know myself and my body, I've realized now it's easier to feel when something's out of balance. If I'm in a situation, if I'm with a person, if I'm doing something that is not right, that's not in alignment with myself, I know quickly now. Before, I was reflecting back, like before I was in situations with people and just doing things that for way too long that I shouldn't have been doing. But it's because I was so out of tune with my body. I was detached from my own self. But now that I'm coming back to myself, it's all just coming together, and I can easily feel it when something's not right. And it's in those moments that we have to take action really quickly, set those boundaries, and don't try to understand why. Just see it for what it is and just trust that it'll all be revealed. Literally everything comes to light. I promise you. Things will come to light and you'll be guided and directed on where to go and on what to do next. Just trust yourself. Just start listening to your body more and just focusing on your inner world. That's all we can control. We can't control what others do or what others say. We cannot. We can only focus and control ourselves. That's all, the only thing that we have power over. But that's enough. It's enough because we're enough, and being human is enough. It's already difficult as it is. And so dealing with others, it takes a lot of work. But just focus on yourself. Let people be. Let them do what they're going to do. It's a reflection of themselves and what they have inside of them, not you. And the more you come to know and love yourself, the more you see that, and the more you'll respect people for the issues that they're going through. And you won't take it upon yourself because you'll have a strong sense of identity, a strong sense of self, and it's possible. You can, yeah, it's possible. You can do it. And yeah, go check out that book, The Four Agreements. It's an amazing book. But gracias, mahalo, te amo.